Okie dokie. Right, Samasthiti, we can get started. It's quite chilly in the studio where I am right now. So I thought it's a good reminder that sometimes going straight in is on colder days when your bodies realize there's a bit of a change in the temperature can be a bit much. So let's just do a little warm up, just get a little bit of heat going. So if we can just stand in our Samasthiti, feet can be a little wider if you like. I'm keeping my socks on today because it's chilly. Let's bring the arms out to the sides, bring them up maybe halfway towards the head. And then we're just going to lift the heels a few times, slowly at first, and get the mind's eye into the feet. So you're feeling each tiny part of that movement as you lift the heels and just controlling the movement up. When you feel that you've done it a few times and you know what to do, go a bit faster and then take it as fast as you feel safely you can. Take the arms another 20 degrees up, hold them there. You can have the palms up to the ceiling. Keep moving those and pedaling those heels out, and then add the rotation in the wrists. So turning the palms, I meant to say palms, turning the palms down and up as you move the heels up and down. You should feel that heat in the calf muscles now. So we'll do 10, 9, 8, 7. Drop the shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them come down. Bring the arms out in front, and then you can just spread the toes nice and wide, keep the feet nice and planted to the floor, and a few little flicks. Be careful, sometimes I find that a bit sore if I go too fast. So just slowly open and close the hands, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Arms go up, squeeze. You can lift the heels again, hold them static, squeeze, down to the sides. Cross the body, cross the elbows, out in cactus, behind the back, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back. Well, that's enough. I can take my socks off. Amazing how quickly I warm up there. Lovely. Right, so let's start. We're going to do just a nice regular flow today. Nothing special, nothing crazy. 60 minutes of mindful movement. So come into Samasthiti now. I'm hoping you can't hear my voice, my breath too much today as I try to talk and move and everything at the same time. A good challenge. I'll try and speak less. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Bringing the weight into the middle of the feet. So left, right, forward and back. Something in the middle. Draw the belly in. Draw the sit bones down a little bit. Unlock the knees just a bit. Let's bring the breath and the gaze with the movement right from the beginning. So engage the arms now. Begin the movement. Turn the palms out, lift them up. Start to look up. Inhale. Exhale. Fold, bring the arms back and down, gaze goes down, Uttanasana. Inhale, taking it a little slower for the first one, half lift. Exhale, come down into plank. You can even put the knees down now if you feel you need to warm up a bit more. And then coming halfway down, bending the elbows into your chaturanga. Inhale for up dog or cobra. If your hips are down, just lift a little bit. Exhale, come through into your downward facing dog. First downward dog. Give him a little walk around. Make sure that you're opening up the side. I love doing the twist in the hips because it just opens up and dusts out the cobwebs from the day. Bringing the gaze into the thighs and just sinking a little bit deeper into the down dog for 3. You'll be able to hear exactly what I mean by Ujjayi breath today because you're right next to me. For 5. Inhale to look forward. Keeping all of the fingers pressing into the mat. Step or hop forward. Being humble on your first round and letting the body warm up first. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Raise the arms. Raise the gaze. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, second round, up, gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. half lift, inhale. Exhale, plank to low plank, pressing the fingers firmly down and going into your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Go with your breath if I'm a bit slow for you or fast. Down dog. Ekam, inhale for 1. Dway for 2. And 3. Just reminding you, Ujjayi breath is that beautiful pranayama suited to Ashtanga practice, closing the throat on the exhale for 4. And 5. Inhale, look forward first, come to the tiptoes if you like. If you want to step forward, do so. Or a little hop forward, landing silently into half lift, unlock the knees and fold. Inhale, press through the toes. As you lift the arms, take the gaze. Exhale, Samasthiti. There's really no need for heating. I'm boiling suddenly after just 2 rounds. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Sink the shoulders down into the sockets. Exhale, fold. Roll up into half lift. Nice breath in. The exhale takes you back into plank. And it finishes low plank, chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Balls of the feet down, hands flat. You can unlock the knees, draw the chest in towards the knees, the thighs, for 2. For 3. Check in with your gaze. Where are you looking? How's your mind wandering? Do you need to come back to your Ujjayi breath for 5? Inhale, look forward, bending the knees, hopping forward, landing nice and quietly, and folding into Uttanasana. Inhale, root to rise. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, Samasthiti. I just want you to do 1 round by yourself. So everybody here has practiced for quite a while, so should be okay. And I'm always doing it myself as well if you need to look. So go ahead and do a Mysore style Surya Namaskar A. It's the same thing again. It's starting on the inhale. When you've counted your 5 breaths in down dog, choose how you'd like to come back, lifting the heels, bending the knees, flat hands, hopping forward into half lift and fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, down. Surya Namaskar B. We're going to start with chair pose. You can take the first one a little slower, starting to get into the posture, finding the position. Exhale, come out into Uttanasana, so forward fold. Inhale, half lift, firing up the forearm muscles, and it's an exhale to bring you back into chaturanga if you like to practice hop, or just stepping back, up dog through down dog. Right side, warrior 1. Come up, look up, take the gaze with you. Exhale, come out. Plank to low plank. Always inhale for up dog. If you get lost, and exhale, downward facing dog. Turn the right foot 45. Pull that belly in to get that space. Bring the left leg forward. Come down into chaturanga. And we look up. And then we look down and through to the thighs. 5 breaths. Classic line from a yoga teacher, listen to your body. But if you do need to move the hips a little bit, or you feel like lifting the ankles or lifting the heels, do feel free just to listen. For 4. And 5. So look forward, press the fingers in, bending the knees. Little hop. Nice half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming into chair pose. Look up to the thumbs. Exhale, Samasthiti. Second round, chair for inhale. Keep the movement going. Exhale, fold. Half lift. And exhaling into chaturanga, plank to low plank. Big inhale for upward facing dog, gaze up. And gaze down for down dog. Inhale for right side warrior 1. So right knee over ankle, look up, exhale down. And coming through again into down dog. Left side, step, look up. Find the breath if you get a little bit lost. I always get a little bit challenged, even without teaching, in the Surya Namaskar B, because I like to spend a bit longer in the warriors. For 1, breathe in. And 2. And 3. And 4. Drawing the hips up towards the ceiling, drawing the chest towards the thighs for 5. Inhale, gaze forward. Bending the knees. And hopping forward into half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend into the knees, sit deep into chair, raise the arms up. And Samasthiti. One more round. Mysore style, so in your breath, as in your timing. Starting with chair. When you're ready, breathing in always to start. Always bring your knees down. In your plank to low plank, always modify. If you feel you need to, down dog. Right side first, then left. Take your gaze with you as you go. Hips facing forward in your warrior 1. And taking your 5 breaths in your down dog. Remember, when you unlock the knees, you can draw your body back, your chest. Actually relieves the pressure on the wrists a little bit, takes the angle out. And if you know you're not really working on flexibility in the legs as much as you are the shoulders, why not try it that way so you can really open shoulders? For 4. And 5. Or if you're not quite at 5, that's obviously Mysore. You can come through. And we finish in our last chair pose. Samasthiti. I keep looking at my watch today because A, I found it, and B, I wanted to make sure that I kept to the time. So I've set myself an alarm for halfway through, so I know where I'm supposed to be. So let's move on. We're going to go into our first standing posture. So stand from Samasthiti, hands on hips, inhale. Jumping the feet hip distance apart. We're just going to do Angustasana, so just hand to big toe. Inhale, look up and drop the shoulders, elbows back. Exhale, fold. Coming in, reaching for the toes, bend the knees if you need. For one. Take the elbows out to the sides, relax the shoulders. Even in this position, it's more of the opposite, isn't it? You have to drive the shoulders down away from the ears. For three. For four. And five. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips and come up to standing. We're going to go into triangle pose next. So hop back to Samasthiti, reset. And we're going to take the right leg back. So you can hop back. Some people like to hop open, coming round to the back of the mat. You've got your left foot 90 degrees to the right foot, one leg distance. So you're well within, it's quite a short, it's not a hugely long stance. Take the arms up and relax the shoulders. Good for Angelica, good for most of us probably. Just relax the shoulders and unlock that right knee, lift the kneecap. Leaning forward first and then coming down into triangle. Take ownership of which triangle you prefer today. Reaching for the big toes, option one. Just having the arm in line with the top arm, option two. And arm in the small of the back for ultimate core strength, option three. Look up. And five. Look down, unlock the right knee, come back to standing. Look to the middle finger of the right hand first. Then turn the right foot 90. Turn the gaze 90. Now turn the left foot 90. Turn the gaze 90. Left middle finger, unlock the left knee and go straight in. Taking the option that you prefer. Three. Checking in with the gaze and the breath and how it's working with your movement or with your posture. For five. Look down to the floor, unlock the left knee and come up. Coming back to Samasthiti. Open the arms. Settle the breath again if you need. And then we go straight into our Revolve Triangle. Right knee, right leg back. Coming all the way around again, lifting the back heel. Hips facing forward. Left arm goes up. Reach tall, open the ribs on the left especially. Press both feet into the floor, away from each other, and then fold forward. Really engage the right leg, including the kneecap and the thighs to keep strong in your base. Left hand comes to the outside of the right leg, looking round to the right for two. It can come to the floor if you reach for three, or just stay for four. Keep looking round towards the right. And five. If you're shaky, that means your brain is working really well as it's supposed to, because it's a weird pose. Coming up on the inhale, bring the arms parallel with the floor, take the gaze with you, come round to the left. As you windmill the arms round, left hand to hip, right hand goes up, lift the right heel. Place the foot back down, look up, breathe in, gaze goes from up to down as you come through into the fold. Find some stability before you move your eyes. So you just look down, draw the left hip back, bring that left elbow up a little bit more towards the ceiling to open the chest. For three, look to the left. And of course you can do that much before I say, if you already know or you already feel ready. And five. Look down, back to the left foot, bending the knee, coming back up. First standing, and then coming back to Samasthiti. Extended side angle, so we're going to take the right leg straight back, take the gaze 90, 90. So you're facing the right foot, bending the right knee. Now, for those who have any discomfort in that front groin or hip, I realize you don't have to go all the way into that full position. For me, I have to modify a little bit for my hip. So if you feel anything like that, go with it. Don't always think you have to go 90 degrees at the knee. Arms go up. Pressing outer edge of the left foot into the mat and rotating that leg externally as we come into the posture. So looking behind you, draw that half circle over the body. Reach over the left ear. One long line. It's really weird, I'm mirrored on the screen. Looks like I'm going the other way. For 3. Option to bring hand down the outside or the inside of the right leg. For 5. Power it through the right foot. Push up. Come back. Unwind it. So turn the right foot 90, gaze 90. Left foot 90, gaze 90. Bending the left knee. Make sure you've got an arch in the front foot. Make sure the toes are pressing in. Back edge of the foot, right side. You can rest the forearm onto the thigh, if you like, giving you the opportunity to unwind and open the torso. Bring the right hand over for 2. And 3. Option to bring arm down on the inside or the outside and not leaning too much on the thigh. 5. Look to the left, down. Push through that left foot. Coming back to center, we're going to go round straight away to do the revolved extended side angle. Same again, but hips facing forward because we're going to twist. Option to stay in that high lunge, bring the hands together at prayer, and to hook over the right thigh. Second option, left knee down. Hook. Bringing both hands together, and then we can lift up. You might want to bring the right hand to the thigh for stability. Hook the arm a bit further. Place the right hand back. And let's look to the right a little bit. Find that stability. Throw a little bit of trust in there that you've got yourself. And 5, look back down to the floor. Keep the muscle power going. So keep supporting with those muscles in the right leg. Push up. Bring the gaze around, hands at heart center. And we go in on the other side, not forgetting to bring the hips forward, so lift the back heel. Option to stay high and hook. When you get that arm over the thigh, make sure you haven't knocked it to the center, that it's pushing strongly to stay in its position. Anyone who wants to open the arms can open the arms as well. So right arm down, left arm up. For 4. And 5. Bring the arms down, press through, step back to Samasthiti. Take a moment to feel the feet sinking into the floor, lots of proprioception, lots of awareness of where your body weight's going through the foot or the feet, because there's always 2 and I always forget. Prasarita Padottanasana, so we're going to step back to our wide-legged forward fold. So come all the way into a nice wide stance, big toes in, heels slightly out. Make sure you've got your pelvis somewhat tucked a little bit, squeeze the glutes just a tiny bit. Bring your arms up parallel, inhale, hands to hips. On your next inhale, look up, open the chest, tuck the tailbone a little bit, press into the big toes, and we'll fold on the exhale. Coming down, bringing the hands to the floor. And we'll stay 5 breaths. Keep the kneecaps lifted. Keep the chin slightly down. Keep the weight forward onto the balls of the feet just a tad. Keep the gaze straight down to the floor and your breath strong and steady. And 5. Inhale, press the arms straight, unlock the knees, exhale, hands to hips, and come all the way back up. Inhale, the arms go wide. We're going to do the C version. Arms behind the back now, as you know. Coming with forearms, fists together, or hands, palms together. Roll the shoulders out first, engage a little bit through the belly. So pull in the belly button a little bit. Open the chest, pull the arms down towards the floor. Look up, inhale. Exhale, we fold. Folding the back towards the floor and then releasing the arms away from the lower back. Instead of pushing them open, just let them go. Bring your gaze to a fixed point, straight down to the floor. With every beautiful Ujjayi exhale or any type of exhale that you're doing, feel that release a little bit more. And 5. There's my alarm. Sorry about that. I can't stop it. There we go. 5. Inhale, bring the arms. It's me trying to be on time. It's now backfired. And come all the way up. Turn to the left, come back to Samasthiti. Coming into Samasthiti, pressing some weight through the big toes and the heels, the outside edges of the feet. We're going to do our pyramid pose before we do our balance postures. So step the right leg back. It's a nice short stance. Come round to the back of the room. If you're practicing with the gaze and the breath all working together, keep that technique going, teaching our bodies to get into that meditative state. Fists behind the back, reverse namaskar if you wish, if your wrists don't hurt. Inhale, look up. And exhale, fold forward. So the hips are forward, feet pulling away from each other. Your right hip draws back a little bit and your lower back stays engaged so it's not rounding into your hands. For 4, bring the chin down, slightly look down. And 5, inhale, come all the way up, strong legs. Your gaze moves as you move, so bring your right foot and come around with the gaze. Relax the eyes a little bit, so you're not intently staring at anything, you're just letting your eyes move with the meditation. Inhale up. Exhale, draw that left hip back, just so they're in line with each other, and fold. Your gaze goes down, the back of your neck has space. For 1. And 2. Three. And 4. Draw those shoulders down towards or away from, the shoulders for 5. Inhale, coming up. Keep the eyes soft as you step forward, not needing to look where you're going, because you're using the eyes in your feet. Come into Samasthiti. Keep that Ujjayi breath rolling. Keep the breath exactly as if you were just in a posture. We're going to go into our standing balance. So option to come away from the mat. If you want to stand on something that your toes can feel the floor better. We're going to start on the right, so grounding the left foot. So really unlock that left knee. Feel the left arch of the foot. Every toe's involved. Sink the hips down a little bit, so sinking the posture into the leg. Right leg comes up. Reaching down the in or the out side, and for 1, holding the foot or the shin. 2, straightening out that leg if that's something you're working towards, keeping the back straight for 3. And 4. 5. We're going to rotate that hip socket to the right. Keeping that left leg strong, unlock the knee, tiny bit. 2. Looking round to the left for 3. 4. And 5. Well done. Come back to center. Bow down into the leg. That always throws me right off, but that's the tradition. And then let go. Point the toe, point the foot, and extend the toes even. So you've got like most of the foot pointing. For 3. Shoulders down. 4. Strong left leg. 5. Bring the knee up and down. Oh, that's a little crampy on the left foot sometimes, isn't it? Coming straight through into the left side. Have a nice control over your environment. So if you need to move or you need to just take a moment to look down, find your gaze point. Go ahead. 1. 2. Ujjayi breath. Bring the focus in. 3. 4. And 5. Rotate the socket out to the left and the leg. Look to the right for 2. Squeeze the right glute. Stand tall. 3. And 4. And 5. Come back to center. Fold into the leg. Throw yourself off. Why not? And then let's stand tall. Nice hip flexors working, rectus femoris in the quads working, quite strong for the legs, quite a hard one for 3. Drop the shoulders, look down over the tip of the nose. 4 and 5. I do acknowledge that is easier when you're teaching because you're distracting yourself. We're going to bypass the tree pose, I'm sorry, because I want to keep it a fair balance today. And we're going to come to our chair, warrior 1 and warrior 2. So come back to Samasthiti here when you're ready. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, plank to low plank. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Look forward straight away. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Half lift. Fold. Inhale, chair. For 1, reach tall. Turn the palms to face each other or even the back. For 2, make sure the knees are not knocking together, that you've got equal space between them. For 3. And melt those shoulder blades down your back for 4. That was an intense breath I did. I apologize. 5. Let's exhale, come straight out into Uttanasana. Inhale into half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. And down dog. Warrior 1 on the right. Lift the arms up. So let's bring that left heel down if possible, as long as you can keep your hips forward. Again, drop the shoulders, give them a break, even if your elbows come out. For 3. Look down to the right knee. Just make sure it is over the ankle and not so much in the middle. 4. Thumbs. 5. Make the gaze move with the movement. You can keep your gaze up if you like, as if you're holding something above the head. And let's do the left warrior 1. Enjoy that deep stretch of the right front of the hip. Sink a little bit deeper, drop the shoulders. We're learning how to switch off what we don't need and really switch on what we do. 4. And 5. We're going to go to warrior 2. So just ninja the arms down parallel with the floor. Make sure you've got a nice arch in the front foot. Press the big toe in. Outside edge of the back foot presses in. There's space between the inside left thigh and the inside right thigh for 3. Drishti, middle finger, left hand for 4. And 5. Bring the gaze round with the movement to the right. Have an arch. Also an arch in the back foot. That'll help by pressing the back edge of the foot. For 2. Make it your personal warrior 2. Sometimes you want to go deeper. Sometimes that might cause discomfort. So just do what you feel is best for your hips. 5. Windmill the arms down, lift the left heel. Coming through, high plank to low plank. Knees can come down anytime it's a bit too much. And up dog to down dog. Crossing the legs to come into seated. So you can cross the legs or hop forward and cross the legs. Coming into Dandasana. Hands either side of the hips, or just behind. And if you find that your arms are at the point where if you did put them straight, it would lift you up, just bend the elbows a little bit, keeping the shoulders down, keep the belly in. Keep that energy rising through the chest. Looking to the big toes, flex the feet. And 5. Inhale, let's go straight into Pashimotonasana, so forward fold seated. You can always place a little pillow under your sit bones if it's just too tight in the back of the legs. Folding forward for 5 breaths. The lowest part of the belly coming down first. Big toes. Ujjayi breath. Finding the focus for the last 20 minutes. Sometimes when I hear that, I think that's ages. When I'm in the middle of a class, sometimes I feel like that's nothing. So I hope that you feel like you're just in the moment. For 4. Shoulder blades, melt them down, engage those muscles to bring the shoulder blades down for 5. Inhale, coming up, leaning back onto the sit bones, crossing the feet, and taking an option to either roll peacefully and slowly over onto hands and knees and into your plank, or doing a little hop through into your plank if you've practiced that before. Coming through Vinyasa, inhale up, exhale, downward facing dog. Remember, if you're hopping forward, press the index finger, middle finger, thumb in, really rely on that base, bend your knees, jump, cross, and hopefully land really quietly. So that you're not dropping the weight onto the floor. Coming into Dandasana, we're going to go into a reverse tabletop Pashimotonasana, so you can do long legs if you want to do the full version. I'm thinking, oh no, already. I've got to demonstrate. Lift the hips, pressing every finger into the mat. Lift, squeeze the glutes. The bum muscles will help lift those hips for 3. Look up. Point the toes or just knees bend for reverse tabletop. 5. Whew. Drop down. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, fold again into Pashimotonasana. Second Pashimotonasana, a little bit of a mix up to keep it interesting, little change. So we'll come back into this fold. Look to the toes, reaching for shins, shoulders down, or the big toes. And 5. Optional Vinyasa if you like, but I'm going to go into the next pose just to keep time. We're going to lean to the left, half hero pose. Lean to the left, bring the right foot up and around, bend and sit on the heel. Take a pillow if you need. I mean, I know all of you, I know you're fine, just in case anyone else watches it later. Sit on a little pillow if you need under the left cheek, and have the heel on the outside of the sit bones. Inhale, arms up. Gaze goes with the movement. Fold forward. So half hero, one leg folded, one leg straight. Keep that left leg engaged. Reach forward. Keeping the shoulder blades, as always, down the back. I think it was Angelica, because she said she had tight shoulders. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll just mention shoulders a lot today, because we must all be in the same situation anyway. 5. Inhale, come up, lean to the left, make space for your lovely knee. Bring it out. Lean to the right, come straight into the other side, placing your little blanket or pillow, if you need it, under the right. Now, if you're able to sit with both sit bones to the floor, no problem, and your knees don't hurt, then you don't need the pillow. Inhale, the arms go up, thumbs. Exhale, fold. As always, we can reach for the big toe, or the shin, or just focus the breath with the fold. No need to worry about arms. For 4. And 5. Inhale to come up, lean to the right, send that left leg safely. No feelings or sensations in the knees. Lean back. As you lean back, catch with your core, with your belly muscles. Pull them in so that you're able to lift the feet, cross them over. That's when your back will round. So lift it up. Tops of the feet go down. Coming through into your Vinyasa, stepping or hopping backwards. It's all inclusive for every type of practitioner. No need to try if you're not sure what it is. And then look forward, lift the heels, bend the knees, and lift, hop across the legs. I always find that I get better at the hop throughs as I go through the practice, and that shows you how much there's sort of nervous system involvement. Janu Shishasana, right side. Bringing that right foot into the inside thigh. Use a support if you know that you get a little bit of a pain in the inside thigh. Turn that torso back. Flex the left foot, arms go up. Exhale, fold. With a flex foot, right hand across the shin, just an option. Left hand towards the big toe or the shin. Take a moment now to release that right knee, leg towards the floor. And if that doesn't really make sense or really work, try lifting it up a tiny bit, a few millimeters, and then release. 5. Inhale, coming up. And bring the knee in and out. Left side. Bring your torso forward, so it's really the obliques get involved. We're trying to drive the torso to stay facing the right leg. Inhale, maybe even just the right arm can go up. Left hand can be on the the left knee. And if you have got your left hand touching your left inner thigh, then here we can practice another technique to release the hip. You can press that left inner thigh into your left hand. Hold it. Only press a little bit and then release. Let go. Bring the hand to the shin. And 5. Come up, bring that leg in, Vinyasa. Again, just leaning back. We're just breaking it down a tiny bit more today. So leaning back, catching it with the belly, and then lifting up, crossing the legs and pulling them in. You can bring your arms out like that. You can see the space. You can definitely get there. And then you can lean forward, step it back. Lots of different ways to do it. Coming through, knees down if you want. Coming through your Vinyasa. Keep the shoulders powering down. So it's the lower traps that are helping to keep those blades down. Look forward, little hop forward. Maybe not, you can step forward, whatever you feel like doing. Marichyasana, A and C. So the first one is where the knee comes up and we fold forward. The second one is where we fold forward and we wrap. No, it's not. That's the same one. The second one we're going to twist. I don't know why I bothered saying all that then. So let's hold the right shin in our forearm. Let's look up with an inhale. Exhale, fold. Right hand coming across the shin towards the floor. Left hand, lift it in the air. Flex the foot. If you know the full pose and you want to bind already, go ahead. Now bring the left hand around the back. Touching that opposite thigh if possible, or just the back. Bending that right hand now Safely, as long as shoulder feels safe, bring the right hand around towards the left hand for the bind. No need to pull or push too much. 5, inhale to come up. Exhale, fold, exhale to swap the legs. Remember, there's a distance between the thigh and the foot, about a foot's distance, width. It's nice to hook round the left shin with both sit bones grounded. Flex the right foot. Inhale up, half seated, half standing pose. So as you fold forward, first fold, left arm comes around. I really like this pose a lot. Right arm comes up to the side, turn the palm, right arm around the back, and left arm folds, and we bind. Binding is not the point where you get the prize. Knowing your body, knowing how far to go is the way to get the prize. So we stay back if we need to stay back. 5, inhale, come out. And we'll do a little mini vinyasa if you don't feel like the full one, unless you've got the energy. Mini vinyasa is just lifting the sit bones, come back down, and we go back in. Go and finish. If you're in the middle of a vinyasa, feel free to keep going at your speed. You'll probably meet us back at the right time. We're going to bring right knee in. We're going to bring the left arm out to the side. Now we're going to hug it round even more, almost bringing the left hand to the right shoulder. Right hand goes up and over towards the back. Stay in this central position for just a moment. As you inhale, the crown of the head goes up. The right foot's flat, left foot's engaged. And twist. Go ahead and work towards the bind. If you're working towards that in your practice, taking the right upper arm over the right thigh. Keeping the fingertips to the floor, right hand for 4. Looking behind you and relaxing, if possible, the shoulders again. Angelica, that's for you. 5. Inhale, come forward and release that leg and come in with the left. We're bringing the right arm all the way around, left arm coming behind you. I always do a little shuffle when I get there. I then remember that I need to engage my right foot to keep the leg engaged. I sit nice and tall, finding a bit of space in the lungs. And then I find that I can twist a little better. That right arm can come over like we did in our standing posture, the reversed extended side angle where we went over the leg, and we keep looking back, and option to bring left hand behind the back again and see how we get on for 4 and 5. Again, that one, binding that one might not be great for your body, so just remember, if it gets a bit painful, leave it alone. Lean back, cross the legs, and let's go through another vinyasa. So you can bring the knees down, remember, and do a nice slow vinyasa or a nice relaxed one, so that you're just keeping the movement, not so much the heat. And coming back down, we're going to go straight into our boat pose. We're going to do 3 times 5. I never get brave enough to do the 5 times 5 because obviously I also run out of time. Let's start again like last week in a little rowing boat. So just bringing the point into the toes, bring the belly in. You can even hold the knees just for this warm-up version, because I really want to work on the alignment that will help you to support the full big boat. For 4, bring the arms out to the side if you're ready. And 5. Cross the legs, flat hands, lift sit bones, and come in into our second boat. This time, lean back a little bit. Right hand to the small of the back. Notice when your back starts to round, then pull the belly in, sit tall. Arms go out, palms go up. Lift the legs. 3. Spread the toes, point the toes, whatever makes you feel a little bit more stable. 4. And 5. Cross the legs, lift the hips. We'll go into our biggest boat. And I'll let you just experiment now with going a little bit further back and straightening the legs without me telling you what to do. Find the boat that you feel really makes you work, but also makes you feel balanced and centered. And 5. Cross the legs. Roll over into a full vinyasa if you want to, or just do another half vinyasa. Coming through down dog if you're there, crossing the legs and coming over. A couple more things to do. We're going to start with Bharakanasana, 2 versions. So bringing the feet in, soles together. Obviously you have an option to bring the feet further away. You don't normally, but because I have bad hips, I have to do it that way. So I think it's only fair to say anyone can do it that way. First, we're going to sit nice and tall. Bring your forearms into the inside thighs for a second, just as an option. Don't do that if you don't want to. Pressing gently, 20% into your arms. And release, let go, sit tall, crown of the head goes up. 5. Now we're rounding into the second version. Open the soles of the feet like a book and almost dive into the book with the head folding forward. For 2. If you feel that you are losing your focus at all or things are starting to crop up, it's a little easier when we're seated. Then just come back counting those ujjayi breaths in and out, looking at your gaze point, practicing the discipline that comes with the yoga practice. Inhale, come up, cross the legs, and vinyasa. Just a couple more poses to do if you feel like you've got a little bit more petrol left in your engine. Let's just finish off our beautiful practice, which I know is a lot softer than some of Steve's that I did yesterday. He did a drill session with us and it was very hard. We're going to do Konasana, so that's going to be wide-legged forward fold, just like the one we did standing. So go wide-legged, popping a pillow under the sit bones if it really is difficult with your lower back rounding. We're going to bring hands into heart center. And then we're going to fold forward. So here you want to bring your chest forward and down, or your lowest part of your belly down first. So again, it's the Ashtanga style of pose where we don't just relax completely, we keep it engaged. You can reach out and hold the toes here if you can reach. And don't worry if you can't, and please, if it's a little bit too far, don't pull anything trying. You know, there's so many other ways we can work towards. And 5. Inhale to come up. We won't do a vinyasa, but I do want to challenge you to do something. I think we've done it before, but it's quite funny. Look behind you. Is there a little bit of space? I'm sure, Lucy, it looked like your room's a bit small, so be careful. So we're going to reach to the shins or the toes. Bring the shins in. Bring the feet in, take the inside toes if possible, otherwise holding the ankles or maybe even the back. Bring the belly in, sit tall, and release legs out to the sides. Just as an example, you can be holding around, it must be harder, yes it's harder, but if you want to hold the ankles like that, that's also fine. 3, sit nice and tall, chin down, relax. 4, and 5. Okay, be careful. You can bend the knees if you need a bit more safety net. We're going to roll back. We're going to roll back in this Konasana. This is Upavista Konasana or raised Konasana. We're going to roll back. I've decided to roll into the candle, burn my foot, brilliant, and then you roll back up to seated. Let's do that 3 times. So if you need to do a little switcheroo for the space, and for Lucy or anyone with a small room, just bring knees in. So it's still a nice core exercise. Roll back and roll up. Catch yourself. Can you get back up? Bent knees is fine. Roll back. Excuse me. And roll up. If you're still practicing, we'll do it one more time. Roll back for a moment. Be careful to just look straight up. Roll forward, keeping the legs straight as possible. And then for anyone that's in this version, keep your feet flexed. So the top of the foot towards the shin, like that. And then what we're going to do is come down to the floor. And that would be where you land on the calf muscles, not your heels. And fold forward one more time. Inhale to come up. Bring the knees together, and this will be our last vinyasa. So we've got one more posture to do after we vinyasa through. We started a couple minutes late, so I hope you don't mind, but it's just about past now, so 2-3 more minutes. I remember when Steve said yesterday, he said just 20 more minutes, and it was already 8 o'clock, so it was already time, and it was hard. Come down to the floor. We'll do some back bends to finish. So obviously you can do your choice of back bend, and that would be the bridge or the wheel. So bridge is lifting hips, the wheel is lifting the hips and pushing through the hands. So for wheel, make sure your hands are nice and flat and your wrists are happy, using every muscle in the forearm, pressing the fingers in, bringing the heels into the sit bones or just a little bit away, and then lifting up to the crown of the head, no weight, and then lifting through, pushing the arms. For bridge, we're going to lift up to bridge. We're going to do 2 bridges. And for those who want to do their wheel, they can do a bridge afterwards. Let's lift up, squeeze the hips up, bring the feet as wide as you feel you'd like to bring them, opening the belly, opening the chest, look up. Push the feet away from you. And 5. Coming out of wheel, if you're in your wheel, down to the crown of the head, no weight, and then to the back. For a moment, bring your knees into your chest, bring your head into your knees. I bet I've gone really loud because I'm very close. And come out. Second back bend, if we just lift up into our second bridge, walk the shoulders away, press the feet away. Everything's away. Just get everything away and lift everything. Squeeze, you can feel that heat in the thighs, hopefully, as those quads try to straighten the legs, but your feet are solidly on the floor. And lift for 5, and release. Bringing your knees into your chest, head into the knees, and down. Bring the legs into the air now, and just to finish, as the last pose, is a shoulder stand, a nice inversion, and the other option is legs in the air like this. Move over to the wall if you need to move to, if you want it to be a bit even more relaxed. This is a good time to switch over and start bringing the energy back down. For shoulder stand, just lying flat on the back, bring the knees in, lifting the legs up in the air, pointing the toes, feet above the hips. And here it's a little bit of a squeeze in the glutes or the bum muscles, and you pull the belly in, press the toes up. It's really hard not to breathe funny because everything's all closed up and you're really close to me. Let's stay a little bit longer. Option to come down anytime. Lift a little bit more. And let's come down. Bend the knees as you come down. Bring the lower back to the floor. For anyone that wants to have a slightly shorter Shavasana, please go ahead and do your fish pose, Matsyasana if you like. Onto the elbows, point the toes. So we're not doing a lot of the finishing sequence or any of the other postures, but you can add that last one in if you like. And then we come into Shavasana. Take the legs wide. Take the arms wide. Turn the lights off if you have the lights on, if you want to. And let's just have a good minute, minute and a half of peaceful quiet, letting the body come back to its stillness state. Start to wiggle the toes and the fingers now, bringing yourself back. Raise the arms up over the head, reach tall, take the palms up or face the palms up to the ceiling. Big stretch. Knees into chest, arms over onto the shins. Bring the lower back, round it into the mat. And then little left and right shimmy. And then rolling to the side, all the way over onto the shoulder as well, head down. And then pressing back up to seated. Finishing the practice with a seated 20 or 30-second meditation. Bringing the hands, just surrendering the palms up to the ceiling, resting the arms down, shoulders relaxed. Whether you've created space, cleaned out some stress cobwebs, found a bit of balance, or got your heart beating, just feel that sensation of aliveness in your body. That feeling of post-practice. Hands to heart center. Inhale, the arms go up, look up to the thumbs. And exhale down through the center, bow forward in gratitude for the practice and the community and the group that we have. Thank you. Namaste.